Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. We are, hopefully, taking over the Korean capital today. That's my goal. That's my medium-term goal here. In order to do that, we're going to have to, first of all, upgrade our catapults to bombards. We're going to have to take this space over. We're going to have to declare war again, obviously, which means you have to be denounced. How long are we still in truce mode for? Okay. One turn and the truce... The mandatory 10-turn truce is over. So let's go ahead and... Actually, I can't denounce her. Alright. Well, we'll denounce her as soon as we can. We'll make the formal war. Again, I want to avoid the appearance of backstabbing because I don't want to upset Tamiris. So, somebody pointed out, helpfully, in the comments of the last episode, that we could dramatically reduce the cost of our upgrades and thus be able to afford a lot more upgrades by swapping out Trade Confederation, which it seems to have turned out is useless to us, for Professional Army. That's a very expensive thing to do, so you will see up here I switched us over to Mysticism, which we will complete in a single turn, and then we're going to finish guilds after that. And that way, when we hit the next turn button, this will unlock our policies. We can swap in Professional Army. And then we should be able to upgrade both of our catapults for 250 each, both of our catapult cores. And then we actually still have a lot of money left. We can do some other stuff. We can upgrade... Nope, cannot upgrade crossbows. Where are we at on upgrade crossbows? I guess the next range unit is a field cannon, so we're still a ways off of that. But we do have pike and shot, so we could upgrade our impy. Alright, this will come down to 195, which means we'll be able to do that too. I think it's worth the upgrade. What's the base strength of pike and shot? 55 to the impy's, what, 41, right? Yeah, so we're going to lose some of the bonuses here. The impy have unusually low maintenance per turn, and they get more bonus combat strength from flanking, but I think it's probably worth the upgrade for the big combat strength bonus. Wow, it is 3 extra gold per turn. Well, I think it's probably the right thing to do. Yeah, I think we are on it there. Our science and our culture are a little bit behind where I would like them to be, since we spent so much time defending ourselves, but we can fix that in some significant portion just by taking Korea's stuff, because it's nicer than our stuff is. And you know what? This campus is actually in a pretty good spot. They kind of did a bad job with it because as a so-on, this is terrible, right? They put it adjacent to 2 other districts, so they were really reducing its adjacency bonus. It's actually better as a normal campus, because it'll be getting 1 adjacency bonus for each mountain, and then another 1 for the combination of the 2 districts next to it. It's actually better for us than it was for her. It's kind of crazy. The AI does not always know how to make best use of its stuff. Oh, we should look at this. We should check and see what's up with the religious stuff, because I do not want to be surprised by losing the game to a religion victory. So Tamiris is in control of 22 cities. Tamiris has converted half of the world's civilizations, including my own. That's concerning. And we're actually eliminating one of our competition here. Man. I can't quite tell whose border this is. I don't think it's Tamiris's, though. Right, the colors aren't right. I'm kind of thinking that we maybe need to figure out where Tamiris is and do something. Alright, so we need to unlink Great Generals. Before we do anything else, change policies, Trade Confederation is out, Professional Army is in. I don't think we want to change any of this other stuff. I'm assuming that... Okay, there it is. I was going to say, I'm assuming it's just a tooltip error, because this game does have those. Things don't always upgrade or update dynamically the way we would like. Okay, so we made a bombard. That's another point of era score. It is still totally feasible for us to get a... totally possible for us to get a golden age here, I think. A heroic age. I don't know exactly what the value of that would be in terms of impact, but it's got to be good, right? One would hope. Oh man, now I've forgotten what I was doing with all of these workers. Well, you have 2 builds left. Bulawayo, I assume, is working a lot of unimproved tiles. Yeah, just due to having a lot of citizens and not a lot of improved tiles. But, like, where do I want to... What do I want to do here? We could buy this and get tobacco. Do I have tobacco right now? I actually don't. Yeah, that might be a thing worth doing. I think I'm gonna have enough money for... Yeah, I'm totally good on upgrades. We are making money hand over fist here. Because it's gonna be a couple of turns before we can upgrade the other catapults anyway. Okay, we have a campus in this city. We just hit 10 population, so we're allowed to put something else up. And I think... I was thinking of Ikonda, right? And I said that a couple of times. But maybe we'd be better off just laying down another theater square. I could put it here. I know that there's no adjacency bonus here, but this is a tile where we don't really lose anything by building it, and also I don't have to pay for it. And I'm willing to accept not getting 1 culture per turn. But I think museums are really where our culture is going to take off, so we need to have places to build them. Right, and everything else continues apace. Why are you guys... Alright. The fact that we've gotten no wonders does hurt our tourism, so I'm not sure that we'll be able to win a culture victory, but I do really want to increase our rate of culture income, at the very least. There are some very useful late-game policies that I would like to get a hand on. Okay. Oh, we're in the denounced state, right, like pretty much permanently. So we can declare on her at any time. Obviously, I'm at the very least going to wait until we're in position with the bombard. Now, we can hope here, I think we have to hope, that there's no ships out here and that she doesn't elect to just buy a ship to fight us, but if she does, bombards are the siege weapons, are the weapons, the units that you want for fighting ships. Need to get up to the front here. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with this one. I think probably what we'll do is we'll bombard the walls until they fall from a distance, and then after the walls are down, we'll bring in the second siege thing. I don't want to bring it in range while it can still be shot, you know. I suppose we should just be working on our culture stuff for the most part. When we hit 10 population here, we probably should build a campus. When we hit 10 population here, we should probably build a campus. But both of these cities are already at 3 districts, and I think the districts we built in them are reasonable. We certainly need culture more than we need science. Our science output's not great, but it's not the worst in the world. Probably it might be the worst in the world, but it's probably not the worst in the world by much. Oh hey, it's barbarians. That might be very helpful, actually. Depending on how fiercely these barbarians are attacking from the north, we might be able to siege the city thanks to the barbarians, but you can see what I was talking about here. We actually don't have vision. So do I want to declare this turn? We could unlink Hannibal Barca, like try to run into vision range. I'm not sure if it'll actually work. The big problem with this is this tile right here. Because it's a wooded hill, it will block vision from the other hills. So actually, maybe the best move is... Hannibal comes up here and steps on this tile, from here we'll definitely be able to see the city. And we will not be able to be attacked in long range with the city walls, city range attack, because we are not a combat unit. They could send a foot unit over, and the barbarians might well do this, step on our unit just to send it away, but I think it's worth a shot. And we are 2 turns off of being able to afford the upgrade for our catapult. Yeah, not too bad, I think. Okay, and we have proper walls here. Well, let's definitely rebuild our monument. We could use the extra loyalty. Still 3 turns off from having another governor to reapply. Oh, we've lost the friendship of Zanzibar. Can I get it back? Nope, been overdone. Tamiris used her diplomat governor. That's annoying. Does that plunge us into unhappiness? No, actually we're totally fine. We're actually beyond fine, everywhere. Ecstatic in almost all of our cities. Yeah, okay, we'll be alright. This is actually happening. The barbarian, the moment it saw us, disengaged from fighting the city. Because barbarians really disproportionately care about the player. Alright, well our pike and shot will be able to kill this thing easily if it attack. It's going to attack our bombard, which is super annoying. It won't actually do that much damage though. Right, yeah, we have 58 melee strength. Yeah, it'll be fine. I guess I'm just going to make some farms? Like, I don't really know what else to do over here. But we can always use more food. I wish when a unit's path gets blocked this way, like this unit asked for orders because somebody else ended up on its ending space. I wish it would only stop and ask you for orders if I'm not sure how this works, so hold on, let me finish my thought. I wish it would only ask you for new orders if it was within a turn of reaching the location that was supposed to go to. It should not be like, that space is full now, and I'm supposed to be there in 8 turns. Oh no, freak out, what do I do? So I'm not sure how this is going to work. If we say my troops are merely passing by, and then we declare war, we will take a warmonger, an additional warmonger hit. If we say you are right to worry and declare, we won't, but also the war starts during her turn and she gets the first move. I'm not sure what happens if we ignore and then declare. I'm going to try it. Oh, that's annoying. We don't quite get the kill. Well, I certainly don't want to attack into this space. I guess we have 70 strength. I was going to say I don't want to attack in because the capital will get to shoot at us. But maybe that's fine. We'll move out after 1 turn of combat. It won't be the end of the world. Let's go ahead and declare. Nope, all of a sudden we're not in the denounce state anymore. That was a bad time for that to end. Okay, but because we renewed it the same turn it ended, I guess we're fine? Yes, yes. See, I have foreseen that you would say that. We'll step forward. This will provide vision of the city. Yeah, not bad. Pretty okay, that one. Oh, that's true. We do have a barracks right here. Or an Ikanda right here. Well, we aren't actually desperately in need of a granary. I say let's build a barracks. So, since we declared war... Huh. We do have a military alliance, right? She doesn't even like... I guess we had to wait for her turn. Maybe. I've certainly been dragged into war by my allies. This better work the way I hope it does. Because remember, we get bonus combat strength for being at war with the same players. Yep, that's going to happen, but the bad news... the bad news for this thing is that it is now within firing range of... yeah, the city and the encampment. Alright, that's something. Why is my loyalty negative? What changed? I'm going to click on this. Here we go. Pressure from nearby citizens increased, I guess. Okay. So, this is the turn where we reapply Magnus to Bulawayo. Reassign back over to here, where you will help build the industrial buildings. And then we hire a new governor to sit in the new city. I don't remember who it was going to be. You know what? The fishery could certainly be useful. A harbor master is not a bad idea. And we do eventually probably... if there's any chance we're going to go for a culture victory, this is something we need to do. We need to get Reina up to curator. It does seem like aquaculture could be useful, but yeah, we better get Reina. Go ahead and put Reina in Sangju. We'll be okay. You know, we haven't really taken any meaningful damage here. I wonder if maybe I should even just walk across the river. Because then we'd be in that farm. I don't know for sure that there's no Korean units over here is my only concern, but it would be awfully nice to be able to try to siege them. Although I guess they're losing health at a rate that maybe it doesn't matter. Well, even if we do lose the pike and shot guy, we don't lose the siege or anything. Like we'll still be able to do the horseman attack after the city's completely defeated. Let's go ahead and head over here. We can pillage the farm to go back to full health, and then we can stand here, so we're projecting zone of control on all of the spaces on this side. Right, and you just wait right there. Okay, so we now have some housing here. We don't have the population to build a district. We will in a turn. Or we will in 4 turns, so we can just build a granary until then. We're going to hit our housing soft cap pretty quickly anyway. You probably should build a campus. We have a pretty great campus spot here. And I think Nopamba's population is going to continue to increase pretty rapidly for a while. I think I want a campus more than I want a theater square here. We're going to want a lot of theater squares eventually, but we can only fill our museums so quickly. I'm not sure. Not sure if that was the right thing to do. It's bad to fall behind on science, though. I don't think I need to tell anybody that. Alright, let's go get the ability to create museums. Unfortunately, this is going to take forever, and we are not going to earn a great artist. Wow, when I looked at this not that long ago, wasn't it the case that everybody basically had no great artist points per turn? All of a sudden, this person's at 11? Yeah, so to reiterate, we're not going to be earning any great artists. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to sit through the long version of this. Well, unless Korea shows me something pretty spectacular pretty soon, I do believe we're going to take their capital. Also, some religious nonsense is going on down here. Okay, so 10 turns. That was our 10-turn warning on the end of the era. Alright, the city can no longer fire on us. Let's start hastening its demise. And also just shooting at it with ranged units is a good idea for the sake of the XP of those units. Oh, right, I forgot about the huge numbers of barbarians. Well, I think our guy's going to be okay. And then next turn we just back up a little bit. It's kind of a silly problem to have. Man, I can't wait until we're no longer in a Dark Age and we don't have to worry about our cities flipping anymore. Just looking around. Got this terrible feeling there's something I was supposed to be doing. Alright, with education done, probably the next thing we want to do is... Well, I was going to say we probably want to go toward field cannons, but maybe we'd be better off focusing on some boats. Like, we could get up to cartography and square rigging relatively quickly. And I'm just thinking that we're about to have access to a harbor on each side of this landmass, and continuing to fight Korea without boats is probably unnecessarily difficult. And plus, if we want industrialization, we actually do have to come down the boat line anyway. Yeah, let's just go straight to square rigging. So, boosts that we could apply. Found a city on the coast, doesn't matter, we have that in one turn anyway. Own 2 galleys. I'm not gonna, obviously. Build 2 harbors. Now, I'm not clear, will this boost when we capture Korea's capital? Because at that point we will own 2 harbors, but we've built 0. I don't know, something to pay attention to, I guess. Here's hoping that these crossbowmen don't decide to kill my pike and shot. I mean, he's pretty tough. His combat strength is actually really high.
Vessels large may venture more.
Yeah, okay, they actually cannot kill him. They just don't have the damage. He's in no danger. Alright, earning some promotions here. The damage that the crossbowmen deal to the city is low enough that I think it's reasonable to just shoot the barbarians instead. They're about to be in the middle of our city, you know? Kind of think I want to just fortify in place. And then once we have the capital, first of all, that's going to shift the population pressures somewhat, with it being a 12-citizen city. And secondly, I don't think Jinju is going to be long for this world either. Now, if we're talking about a military victory, I believe the conditions for a domination victory are just you own every player's original capital. Yeah. So from a military standpoint, a military victory standpoint, once we have Gyeongju, we don't need to interact with Korea anymore. But I do need their stuff because I'm behind and they're doing very well. That's a power plant. There's a power plant in that industrial zone. Yeah, Jeju at the very least needs to be taken. Aside from that, I think things are going remarkably well. Also, I can't change the zoom level. Oh. It's scrolling in the barracks description. When is that ever the thing I want you to do? There we go. Well, there's some unfortunate stuff going on down here in the lower right. Okay, so I think we're going to have this city next turn. Hopefully that'll be worth some era score. I guess, really, we should start moving in the direction of Jinju, right? Because I don't really know how we're going to generate 5 more era score right now. Oh, their ship got a promotion. That's annoying. Okay, there's that. I probably should have just taken the promotion on the catapult, I guess. Here's a question. If I move this guy out, can we just take this thing with the horsemen. Because if we can, then I can just take a promotion on the pike and shot, which is nice. Let's move you out of the way so that the horsemen could attack over the river. Yep. Okay, and that did in fact boost cartography. And printing. And steam power. Alright, Chunshin needs another... Chunshin needs a unit to step back into it. Alright, now we have a nice crossbowman corps with double attacks. I mean, it'll be the horseman, right? The horseman just runs back next turn. So you take double support bonus, defending versus melee class units. I think we want to end up over here. We'll take thrust. We are definitely... Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think you could raise capitals, but no, we have no choice but to keep it. And that was, in fact, 4 era points. If we can generate 1 era score... Oh, man. What's my current dedication? It's like, is it finished trade routes? Yeah. So hopefully a trade route will end in the next 8 turns. Actually, I bet one will. I bet we're fine. Cool. Oh, also we have more trade route capacity now. Well, it's hard for me to imagine it's not right to build more trade routes. We could put up a campus. Maybe I should do that. We only have so many turns to benefit from all this extra production that we're getting before we lose access to our Dark Age policy, so maybe I should get as much district building done as possible during that time. And I don't want to overbuild this. I guess this is actually a terrible place to put a farm, because this totally is where I want to build my campus. Also, for some reason, the Matterhorn, it says it appears as a mountain, but it's clearly not providing a mountain adjacency bonus to the campus. Like, this should be a +3 campus, obviously. This should be +1. That's annoying. I guess, would I rather be able to work the point of culture from the land, though? Maybe that's worth. Maybe a point of culture is worth more than a point of science to me. You know what? I think that might be the case, actually. You definitely start working on that workshop. Magnus will be established in 2 turns, and he will help with that then. And we should probably repair some basic buildings here. The monument. Monument's a big one. Alright, things are going pretty well. Now we just need to figure out what's the bombard situation on Jinju. This hill should be where the bombard goes. We can... Yeah, we just have flat land between us and the city from there. Pretty good. Horseman needs to run back over to here. Oh. And we've met Gorgo. I think her agenda involves war. I think we might be cool with her because we are doing war as best we can.
There is nothing but a
I'm going to do what Sunduk could never do and actually clear out these barbarians. But not right this second. This is not the time. Actually, you know what? It's probably okay for me to send my pike and shot this way. He's not going to be needed for a little while. And he will one-shot this thing, apparently. You don't say. Also, we met Greece, and that pushed us over to our heroic age. This game is not going poorly. Right, you can go ahead and finish that off. Oh, my Bombard does not have the free hill movement promotion. What a shame. Well, we're going to get to move over several spaces of road in a moment here, so we should be able to move quickly for a little while. What do we see down here? Oh, we see another great city with a wonder and all kinds of stuff. You know, we might just keep rolling until Korea's out of the game, honestly. I'm having a heck of a time killing this boat, though. Alright, so this horseman probably needs to run... The thing is, we actually need a unit to be here as well. How long are we talking? 5 turns? Man. Okay, you probably need to build a university. You don't have an Akonda, so you can't build cores. I'd admit, I was expecting our ownership of Gyeongju to make this less of an issue. And how negative are we here? Click it. Ah, my god. Here, go establish a pasture. Now I can click on the name of the city. We are falling 9.5. Occupation doesn't help. I mean, if it goes free, we can just reconquer it. It's not really that big of a deal, but it's very inconvenient. I guess we'll keep the horsemen here. The catapults are going to have to go and sit in Chuncheon, and we're just going to have to keep... I mean, we have the pike and shot and stuff. We have units nearby. Moving a governor over to here would certainly help. I was really hoping to have Magnus, you know, finish out his tenure here, but maybe he has to be removed. Because putting Magnus here would mean we're falling 1.5, which will give us a nice long time. We'll go back to we'll get into our heroic age before this flips, and that means that it won't flip, because all of a sudden our citizens will start generating tons of loyalty. Yeah, I think that's probably what has to happen. Sorry, Magnus, I know you were just getting comfortable, but we need you in Gyeongju. Okay, when the catapult gets here, this will be fixed, and we'll be okay. Oh wow, she's building Ruhr Valley. I almost want to wait for it to be finished. It looks like it's fairly far along. Look at some of these tiles are pretty alright. Alright, you need to stay exactly where you are. So I think if this ship fires on our Akonda again, it probably will break the walls, which means that we will not be able to fire with it anymore, which means that we won't be able to kill the ship next turn either. Yeah, this deal's fine. Nope, it's gonna flee. That seems wise. Cool. Alright, so that should, yeah, that makes that long enough that the era will end before the rebellion happens. Oh man, once we're actually on the road, it'll be very helpful. Well, our pike and shot should obviously be able to do this trivially, but he's out of move. We get a free settler out of it, which is cool. I probably... Yeah, I don't want to advance you into any ranged fire from the city. I was going to step forward and pillage, but if I pillage here, I'm going to get shot. And my melee strength is really low relative to that city's firing strength. Does pillaging take 2 moves? I'm pretty sure pillaging consumes multiple points of movement unless you have the upgrade. There's a thing that specifically makes it not do that. How about we chill here? The trade route will end up on this road eventually, and we're not in any danger. And this is... Is this Gorgo's territory? It is. Okay. What is her agenda? I totally forgot. Never gives up items in a peace deal, likes civilizations who match that approach, dislikes those who have capitulated or have never gone to war. Okay. So she's friendly with Sunduk, despite the fact that Sunduk violates this agenda extremely hard. But it might just be that they met early and had a declared friendship and stuff. Like, you can build up a lot of positive modifiers with an AI. Okay, we don't really need to put the walls back up. We actually are going to hit our housing soft cap not too long after we take the city properly, so we probably should worry about that. It's going to take 10 turns to build the trader. You know, this is actually not a bad place to do it. All of our other cities are pretty busy. I can't believe that wasn't a pasture already. What a good tile. Hill sheep are always good, but hill sheep adjacent to a wonder. Like, one of those things you'd be crazy to pass up. So these Taoist apostles are a problem. Unfortunately, I can't actually interact with them, but I want them to not be here. I would love it if they would just go away. Get another Mercury for trade. You need to stay right where you are, at least for a few turns. Okay, you guys actually have to move because you need this guy here. And you know what? We should disconnect. The Great General's not needed over here anymore. What I need is for him to, like, make sure that we have vision of stuff. Okay. The settler's going to run away from us toward other civilizations instead of away to freedom. That's annoying. Alright, you also have to stay put. But I think we're managing here. Don't care for this. We're going to control the holy city of Buddhism pretty soon. So we might have enough faith generation once we do that to fight back a little bit. Obviously, we're generating more faith than we used to already. God. Get your ranged units to 4 promotions. I just cannot say enough about how incredibly powerful that is. Alright, so the settler has evaded us. I'm just going to scout over here. Our pike and shot guy. Probably not who we're going to take the city with. We're probably going to use the horsemen again. And in fact, population pressure has changed enough that we are now slightly positive here. And only very, very slightly negative here. Okay, you need... What do you need? You're actually doing very well. You could build an armory. That doesn't seem that great. Oh, let's fix the walls. That's a good idea. The city is on the front lines. All right. More stuff from our dedication bonus. We've been having a heck of a ride with the era score system this game. Man, I wish I had any idea how close they were to finishing this. Never mind. I know exactly how close. That's awesome. I'm so glad that she put that together right before we conquered her city. Alright, so it looks like next turn we're going to move in the archers and try to close things up real fast. I suppose that being the case, we probably should get down here. Ooh, what's that? Toku-in. That's one of the new wonders that I don't know about. You know, conquering this city is actually going to be really good for us in a lot of ways. Okay, what else can we have you do? We have one more build left on you. I mean, we could just build a mine anywhere, obviously. Yeah, food. Food's good. Yeah, we have the housing. The city's having trouble growing because of no food. Alright. I think we probably don't need to move the trader to Gyeongju or anything. It's fine to keep running this route. Stay right where you are. I guess we'll repair the granary. Oh yeah, defensive unit. I'm trying to flood them with targets now because with them having a defensive unit, me bringing in the pike and shot corps is it is potentially going to get shot up a little bit. All right, get to capture that and then run back into the city, and I think we might want to like found up here. So I don't know. This is probably a thing that's pretty widely known among people who would watch a Civ video, but naval units, as we saw down here with Sangju earlier in the game, naval units can move into a city tile. which means that if you build a city in a place where there's a 1 hex wide bridge between two landmasses, you can move naval units into the city and then out the other side. It makes a canal. So having a city up here could be valuable depending on exactly what the shape of this land up here is. Anyway, you stay right there. You're doing a fine job. Standing around, looking. So remember, the city can't fire at us. The crossbowmen inside, however, will. We want to give him a lot of stuff to shoot at so that he won't necessarily kill our pike. What he elected to do rather than fighting was rush out and grab that settler. That's pretty funny. I mean, it was probably her settler to begin with, right? Alright, so let's do this. I'm assuming we will not... Yeah, we're not going to kill the full health crossbowman in one hit, but we can do this. Wow. That's a pretty good trade route. Also, the other thing that's valuable about this is that this is a road that doesn't yet exist. Having those tiles have roads on them would be useful. And we actually are starting to have amenities problems now. Everybody else is okay, but not great. Alright, we're suffering some war weariness, I'm sure. We don't need the housing of the aqueduct. Also, we don't really have a place to build the aqueduct where I would actually like to build it. We could build a caravel very, very slowly. And the city's low on production. What we should do is build an armory. I know it's going to take forever, but we can run a trade route out of there or something. We can fix that. Alright, so we're threatening this crossbowman, we're threatening the city. Oh my god. What an annoying thing to do. So she ran a, yeah, pretty good. She ran a settler up here and settled one space off of the really good spaces. In a position where it's going to be a real pain for her to get these pearls. This is just like a terrible space. It is just worse than settling here or here. Oh, it's annoying. Well, the good news is all of our loyalty problems should now be solved. We also should probably do this before we do anything else. So our citizens are exerting crazy pressure. We see a Dark Age from Sunduk and to Myris, so this will help us. We might actually even be able to take, like, the final city, or maybe even one of the final 2 cities, just through pressure once we own the rest of the country. So... +3 starting population for cities settled on a different continent than your first city, +2 movement for naval and embarked units, +2 loyalty per turn for cities not on your original continent. Not a bad one. Remember, we get to pick 3 of these. Your traders cannot be plundered. International trade routes provide +3 gold per specialty district in the foreign city. That's a lot of money. 10% production toward industrial era and later wonders. Campus districts provide production from their science adjacency bonus. That's a no-brainer. And man, what a very good dedication that is. And we have this special Casus Belli. Unfortunately, a little bit later than I would like. We're still definitely going to take this, though. And I think we're going to take Hixunt Draconis as well. We're still probably going to run most of our trade routes internally, even with this being the case. Like, our gold's in a lot better situation than it used to be. We just don't need the money that badly, and we will still need food and industry. So I'm comfortable with these 3 dedications. Loyalty is even better out here now. Oh, sorry, I don't have the Bombard selected. I have the Great General selected. Alright, so let's go and claim this, I suppose. Okay, our progress toward Divine Right has advanced. Kill you off. This is super annoying. I'm very displeased about that. It wouldn't bother me so much if she just settled it in the right place. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to keep Jinju. It seems to be incredible. Absolutely keep city. Ruhr Valley, man. So what does this wonder do? Is this something that's relevant to me? Because some of them just give you something when you build them. Oh yeah, so most of it is that it gives you 4 warrior monks when you build it. Okay, and the city produces extra faith, which is pretty whatever. So I still don't think it's right to build Petra, even though we can. It just doesn't do anything. So we would only get +2 housing from building the aqueduct, and it would require me to overwrite a mine. Maybe it's worth doing, though, because we're at that point where we're starting to have real housing struggles, and getting to 13 population would enable another district build. Thing is, we could go settle another city. I really wish that this hadn't happened. So we could build a settler. I don't really think we need more military units, honestly. Okay, let's make another builder, I think. No, I'm back and forth on this, but I think let's go ahead and build the aqueduct. The housing will be worthwhile. We'll live. Here, we almost certainly want to build a... Actually, our loyalty's fine, thanks to the combination of loyalty granting effects we have right now. So why don't we put some walls up, just in case. We've lost access to our dark policy, of course. 15% faster growth and 3 loyalty per turn for cities not on your original capital's continent is more attractive than it used to be. It's starting to get pretty good. We are probably going to have to wrap this war up pretty soon, though, because we are starting to suffer some real problems. So let's try to get Guangzhou quickly. There's another city over here. It may or may not be worth going after. And as soon as our walls were complete, this thing shows up. You know what? Let's swap the position of these cores. I did run him along the road, didn't I? Okay, both of those cities are maintaining loyalty even without the help, but the bombard being over here means that it can help shoot these ships down. Trigger the Eureka for square rigging, which is kill a unit with a musket man. That doesn't seem like it's likely to happen. And that's actually the city-state quest for both of our city-state friends. We got some loyalty warnings that are no longer relevant. Both of our alliances have run their course. Okay, we've managed to remain friendly with her. Yes, fine. And you... What do we have going with him? Oh. He won't declare friendship again. Well, we'll send a delegation to him. That should ease things a little bit. I wonder if he's mad about the fact that he was not able to establish an embassy in our territory, even after I repeatedly told him it would be fine. To be fair, this is not my fault. Listen to that. Listen to the strain necessary to establish a farm. It's crazy. Alright, unfortunately, the era is probably not going to last long enough for this to become an issue for Greece. I would love to see Mycenae go free and then just burn it. Because it is a truly terrible city. Okay, I need vision over here. This is a ridiculously powerful strategy right here. you get a promotion. We should move you somewhere first, though. Capture the settler. I want to make sure we leave at least half a point of movement. You know what? At this point, I think suppression is more valuable than defense against city attacks, given, you know, the kind of thing we have going. You are okay on housing for the moment. Watermill would just be 1 production and 1 food, because we have no rice or wheat. Monuments are good. I build monuments probably too late. In general, I should be getting them earlier than I am, I think. You need to stay exactly where you are, because you're spotting. Yeah, international trade routes are not... They're just not worth it. It's looking like Gyeongju is going to be a better target for our trade routes than our normal capital, though. Alright, so hopefully this is helping to show everybody how powerful it can be to take another player's stuff via war, even if you get a little bit behind yourself. Okay, now he wants the declaration again. That is a considerable amount of money. So... Uh-oh. At the forefront of the world's civilizations, Shaka has captured Jinju. Shaka's runaway success is a matter of great concern. So Gorgo and Sunduk are going to try to take Jinju back. During this emergency, target units have -2 combat strength when fighting member units. So this is my units are weaker when fighting their units. Member units gain +1 movement in my territory. In addition, all members have peace, open borders, and shared visibility with each other. If they succeed, they will gain +5 healing in my territory for the rest of the game, and they'll split 8,000 gold. If I succeed, I'll have a bonus against their... Man, very, very small bonuses, but also I'll get a bunch of money.
You must not lose faith in humanity.
Okay, well, it is what it is. This is going to be rough for them. Okay, so Gyeongju and Jinju are the only 2 cities that I can see that are still Buddhist. We have some faith income now. I need to hire some Buddhist military units to try to, first of all, push back against the tide of Taoism, and then after we manage to lessen the pressure a little bit, we have to go back and reconvert the rest of these cities. Because I need to not be Tamiris' religion, and I can't really solve this in a military manner. She's a valued ally. I need her. God, bombards are pretty alright. Oh, also we met a new city-state. Because it declared war on us. Auckland. Shallow water tiles you own provide +1 production. Holy crap. That is an extremely good bonus. We also have enough envoys to take back Zanzibar, because Tamiris moved her diplomat. We're not going to trigger the Eureka for square rigging, so I think I'd better do this. As much as Auckland's base bonus is good, we're starting to have amenity problems, and I would like that to be solved. Oh, exactly all of my movement. That's a shame. We could have killed the ship this turn. I should have stopped here and shot it. Yeah, that was... Well, that was an error for sure. What am I going to do with you? We could found up on this river, but I don't think there's a strong reason to do that. I kind of want to use it as a scout, honestly. I kind of want to just walk up here and see what's up here, and if it gets captured, no harm, no foul, but... Maybe we'll find a cool place to settle. Okay. We're going to need either you or this horseman to come forward. How close are we to nationalism? Nationalism is where we get armies. Yeah, alright, I think this is what we gotta do. So to boost, declare war using a cast a spell eye, which I have done several times. I guess it means other than formal war. We got this. Earn 3 great people is... we're close, right? We've earned 2 great generals. Are we close to another great general? Wow, not as close as Greece is. And it's Greece who's sucking up all the great art type people. Alright, they might be next. I think that might be something that has to happen. Let's run a trade route out of here. Try to get this armory finished faster. So I guess I'm going to move this guy forward so that he can be the one who attacks this city. And as much as I would love to build museums, let's... So you can't make an archaeologist unless you have an archaeological museum and a university in a city, I believe. So if we were going for archaeology museums, we should probably get our science buildings built. And I don't think we can compete with Greece on artists, at least not right now. So it probably makes sense to go for archaeology. Also, the holy building for the Buddhist religion is the Wat, which is just a plus science building. That sounds pretty alright. We have 2 sources of wheat in this city. We should probably go ahead and finish this watermill, actually. Repair this watermill, rather. And... so I'm not super well versed in the religious aspect of the game. I know that, boy, I wish it showed the combat strength of these units. I know that purchasing... missionaries are not as good at religious combat as apostles are, theological combat. Gurus are new, I believe. May use a charge to heal itself and all adjacent friendly religious units. May not initiate theological combat with units of other religions, but can defend. I think what we really need is an apostle, because with an apostle you can start an inquisition. And then, once you have started an inquisition, you can use faith to build inquisitors, which are good religious combat units that are relatively cheap. But the trade-off is they can't convert cities, I believe. They're only for fighting other religious units, I think. I think, we got to save up for an apostle. That's not going to be too long from now. We got a lot of faith output from the holy sites that we've been capturing. Alright, let's see what Gorgo sends at us. I have no idea how hard this is going to be. Well, Gorgo's got a straight artillery unit coming for us. That's pretty bad. But we gotta finish this. We gotta take this city and then get out of this war. Here's a bunch of Macedonian units. Let's ally with him. Let's make sure that this is set again. What kind of alliance? We were building up a... Oh, the points aren't per alliance, they're per player. Yeah, that makes sense, because it shows you the next level of each type of alliance. So, it doesn't actually matter what we did have, what matters is what we want now. I kind of don't want to make a cultural alliance with him, because I sort of want him to suffer loyalty pressure from my cities, potentially. So why don't we turn our alliance with him into a research alliance? We'll get a little bit of latent... we'll get a little bit of science from all the trade routes he's running to us. Because our cities are considerably better than his as endpoints for trade routes, I guess. Or maybe because he has a bunch of those cards that make that relevant. And then we have to go and threaten this guy. So let me... What are the stats on artillery? Artillery has a base strength of 60, a bombard strength of 80. Well, that's not great for us. We don't have the next light cavalry unit. Man, I really need these not to be horsemen anymore. Well... this guy probably doesn't have any movement bonuses. So I bet he moves here and then can't move again. Let's put our archers in places where we'll be able to shoot at him after he does that. I don't think he'll be able to shoot at us, is my my thinking. I'm actually going to have the horsemen move out over here. Let's put a ranged unit in the city. Actually, let's move the bombard to here. We can move it back easily enough if we have to. Alright, I suppose we ought to put up walls, because the situation's starting to get realer. More real. Alright, we'll finish walls this turn. That's actually a very handy time to do it. Be able to fire on them. So then it's going to be up to just the cannon corps and the pike and shot to take this city, but I don't think it should be a problem. I hate this. If she converts our cities to Taoism before we buy our religious units, the city produces units of whatever religion. Oh, we've completed our first campus with a starting bonus of 3 or higher. Cool. Whatever the city's religion is the religion of the religious units that are bought in the city. And they did exactly what I thought they would do. It's handy. Alright. Bad combat strength, but we get a lot of actions. So if these cities flip to Taoism, we'll no longer be able to buy religious units that aren't also Taoist. But I really, really don't want to buy missionaries. We just need the cities to hold for 2 more turns. Okay, what do I want you to do? I guess I want you to sit in here and fortify until healed. We no longer need Hannibal Barca over here, and in fact... crossbows are medieval, right? I think he still buffs these guys, yeah. Okay. Your time of usefulness is not yet over. We don't have any attacks left. Apparently we have a fraction of a movement point. Yeah, not enough to enter a tile, so I don't know why it's asking me for orders. Oh, you know why? Because the Great General moved in after they had done their stuff. And so they are acting as though they have new movement for that reason. Well, I really don't think we need more military units at this time. I could build an entertainment complex. Let's start working on museums. We'll build up the campus and stuff here eventually, but okay. What else do you need? Actually, you need housing pretty badly. Hey, that's a submarine. That's concerning. Wait, I can't attack? Why not? I mean, I know I can't attack the submarine, because there are special rules. But I should be able to shoot this guy. He's within 2 range. Does the submarine block line of sight? Like, I know I can't shoot it, but does the fact that its spot is unshootable mean I can't shoot behind it as well? Probably not, right? It definitely shouldn't work that way. And submarines are not new. I imagine if that was a thing, it would have been fixed, found and fixed long ago. Oh no. Wow. Almost total wall damage. The good news,
It's not the towering set.
the silver lining, if you want to see it, is that this guy attacked us rather than shooting on his turn, so we get to kill him. Alright, this is a hill, so we'll be able to shoot better from up here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and work on archaeological museums. Alright, I need the fighting Korea part of this war to come to an end. I'm starting to get a little worried about this. Now, as far as I know, Submarines are ranged attackers, and I think cannot attack the city. Okay, good stuff. I think that's correct. We're gonna find out in a minute here. Even more barbarians up here. I'm pretty sure barbarian land units will not get in the water to capture civilian units, I think. Alright, can't repair the walls just yet. I believe they have to have not been attacked for 3 turns or 5 turns, something like that, before you can rebuild them. And 27 more turns of this, huh? Alright, I need to take this and then see if Korea will accept peace. I'm not sure if that's even possible during the event, though. This emergency might actually have sunk the chance of that. Alright, I guess let's get industrialization. Although, it's not really that important anymore. Now that we have 2 industrial zones that already have better buildings than the factory, and we're certainly not pushing for Ruhr Valley. I guess it'll reveal coal, it'll let us build a factory in our initial industrial zone. That's good enough. Alright, everybody's working on stuff that's important. I need... Oh no, why did I lose faith per turn? I mean, my city got converted, but that shouldn't affect the amount of faith I'm producing. Well, that's bad. Actually, all of those Taoist apostles just kind of disappeared? Okay, and no, we are not locked into war with her. Wow, that is an impressive sum of cash. Obviously, I need the city.
In diplomacy, there are 2 kinds of problems, small ones and large ones. The small ones will go away.
Okay. So Merchant Confederation is currently the only thing keeping us solvent. But this policy is very, very strong. I mean, we start running our trade routes out to Alexander instead. Who, once again, just like last game, I have become convinced is not a threat anymore. You know what? We can pull a professional army. And I'll do this. Alright, and we'll realign our trade routes as they become available. Hi! You know we're at war, right? I mean, I can't do anything to it. I could move on to it and it'll teleport it back out to the nearest city. Just walking your great riders in here. I wish that when great generals are attached to other units, that it would never select the great general for you. It should always just select the other unit unless you specifically click on the great general. The great general doesn't ask for orders if the other unit has orders, and you know, I should just not have to worry about them as long as they're connected like that. Alright, well, Gyeongju is going to be able to purchase a single Buddhist apostle. And then we're going to have to try to fix this problem because I cannot lose the game this way. It will be very... Sorry. I absolutely can lose the game this way, which is the problem. Wow, this is a beautiful area. I really want to found a city up here. We're going to have to figure that out. Alright, the pike and shot guys, I think just keep chilling. No reason for us to go anywhere. Doesn't really matter which one of these I get first, I guess. Let's get the university to try to keep up our war tech. And you... I could build a military unit here. We should probably build an aqueduct instead, because we are actually starting to get a little short on housing. We want to make sure once the city is ours and it is properly growing again, that we're ready to get some population into it. No longer suzerain of Zanzibar again.
What can be labeled?
Alright, well, I'm just going to stand here and endure fire. Like, they're not killing me quickly enough for it to matter, and at some point I'll level up off of the XP from getting shot at. And now we probably want to run our trade routes. Yeah, like, actually, considerable amount of science now. And it introduces some pressure from another religion into our empire. In fact, even though his city is so close to ours, we see that it's actually gaining Sikhism pressure. That's very, very good for our chances of not losing the game via a religious victory. You just chill here. I guess I should sleep. Alright, we're doing good damage to those ships. The submarine's going to be a bit of an issue, I think. Okay. It's Ferdinand Magellan. It's well known that Ferdinand Magellan was a pacifist, so we are in no danger. If we had enough money... Wow, we're actually negative, huh? Well, we're going to be running our trade routes out to Alexander from now on, which should fix our money problems right there. Let's actually have a look over here. Okay, I saw shore, but that's not settleable. I was wondering, if we had enough money, it would be probably sensible to just, like, found right here and then immediately purchase a military unit and just work out the barbarian problem. So what is this? This is... Chunchun. We can't build harbors. I guess it would build a harbor in the lake. That's not the greatest harbor of all time. So maybe I should build a commercial hub here just to increase our number of trade routes. Like, trade routes are pretty great. And this will actually give another point of adjacency bonus to our campus as well. This is not a bad spot. Right. It wasn't an envoy thing. It was Alexander being a huge ass again. I saw him moving all these military units in, and I was like, well, we better get in alliance with him so he doesn't take any of our... so he doesn't, like, declare war on me while I'm not ready to face this front. But of course that's not what he was doing. And of course, Zanzibar is going to flip to a free city again. I guess there's a benefit here in that we're going to get some warmonger reduction from reclaiming and then reliberating Zanzibar. Does mean that I lost a bunch more envoys, though. I wish our envoys would, like, come home or something. We're going to have to just, like, park a bunch of envoys around Zanzibar. Or, military units. Oh, except that won't work, because other players are going to beat our envoy count and let him do this again. Well, that's a bummer. We'll get there. We'll fix it. There's a problem to be solved. Like I said, I think we'll probably tap out of the war after we take this city. That was good XP. Have we... Yeah, we have been attacked. So, the last time we were attacked was long enough ago that we can rebuild the walls. Alright, I think we're going to have to do that one more time. Oh no, it says we should get the city on this attack. Along with a settler. Lots and lots of boosts. All of these things that say build 3 just mean own, or build X whatevers, just mean own X whatevers. I wonder if this is Korea's last city. Wow, check that out. That's awfully modern looking. Well, we're definitely keeping this. It has a wonder and pearls and citrus and a holy site. Keep this city. Now, we're seeing another landmass that probably doesn't have any people on it. I'm judging from the fact that there are barbarians. Okay, in this turn we can purchase a Buddhist apostle. Alright, we are now interacting with this system again. Or maybe for the first time. Okay, so here's Tamiris, here's Gorgo. I don't suppose Tamiris went to war with Gorgo. She did. Yeah, maybe we just wipe Gorgo out. Maybe we do try to finish off Korea as well. I'm a little leery about trying that because, like, I'm worried that we'll get shredded going across the water. But they did just sacrifice a bunch of ships to Sungju, so maybe it's possible. I don't know. We'll scout it out. But the fall of Gwangju is what I was waiting for. That is going to be it for this episode. Come back next time. I think Korea is effectively out of the game, but we might remove them entirely. And then it looks like we have a new target to the west. So come back next time to see if I can actually handle all that, and to see if handling all that really put us back in the game. And we'll see you then.